post-story continues. I really don't have anything else to think of to try to add. Hey guys, EndoPlasmite here. We're back with the next episode of EndoPlasmite Plays Pokemon LeafGreen. Last time, we proceeded through the rest of Lost Cave and as well as Six Island's Dotted Hole. But now we've gone to the other direction of Six Island, onwards to Disappointment. There's two Pikachus. Probably a bad combination to... Well, not really a bad combination, not the best combination. Not really a bad combination. Hopefully, at least I don't have to do any major cuts this time around, or any additional edits. I mean, it's not a lot of work, but I mean, we've already established that I'm trying to reduce the amount of extras. I think this is regarding Heracross. Also, we already fought you by accident. Elixir. And there's an item there. You'd think there'd probably be something hiding over that way, but there's not. Now we're on to the green path. Pattern bush. Or berry forest 2.0. Not really. It's really not that. Yes, we all think you're just some guy. Some guy with a far-fetched. You know, I'm gonna do something after this fight. I don't care what you are. I've got to do something real quick. That was weird and mildly annoying, but we're back. Where were we? Oh yes. Berry Forest, but not Berry Forest. This is the special defense tanker that has no defense. Observe. There we go. And we can never re-challenge her at all. That's cool. We'll actually find out if it's actually a true statement. Because I remember what bug Pokemon are in the area. That is in the area, but it's not a bunch. That's just one Pokemon. You successfully caught one Pokemon in the area. Got some explaining to do. but still not a bunch. Do you know how much a bunch is? Bunch is 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. Bunch. That's not going to accomplish much, I'm just saying. One more level to go until Venusaur's cut up to the next level mark that I'm trying to get everybody. As to whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. Also, how long has Pinsir been at this point? Pinsir's been at that point for a very long while. Whoops. Definitely lost track of that one. Yeah, we never could really figure out what those patterns meant. At least as far as I could tell, there was no identifying factors what those patterns meant. Unfortunately, Venusaur is at a stopping point in terms of power points without having to use an item for it. All that remains is just Giga Drain and Frenzy Plant. And they can only go so far against the grass/poison type Pokemon. Yep, time to switch your route. Although that move doesn't exist for a while. There's Victory Bell. Good luck, Victory Bell. Goodbye, Victory Bell. See? Super Mega Rare Ultra Fudge Coated. Yes, there's a pattern that nobody has been able to identify what the pattern is. Ah, yes. Cat. Cat has entered in underneath the desk. Sorry, paying attention to a kitten who's getting into trouble. I want to use a different word, but I'd have to censor it out. Also, all the while, it still hasn't gotten to a point. I knew you were going to do that. Hold on, give me a moment. So I had to pick her up and carry her out of the game room because she was being bad. It's usually one of the reasons specifically when I do try to record stuff. Sorry, had you on for a second. It's usually one of the reasons why when I record stuff, I do so when one of the cats is in their room. Because they tend to get into a lot of trouble when we're not watching them. She has a habit of wanting to eat anything in sight. Also. That doesn't help our case either. Speaking of wanting to eat things. I know what I'm gonna do. Give me a moment. Just have to double check something. We're good though. This trainer had this similar approach to that youngster. Was it a youngster or was it a camper? Honestly, don't remember. Either way. Another trainer. I don't know. Just wafting in the farts of constant trainer battles in a small area. I don't got any input. No, like really, I don't have any input, unfortunately. Which kind of sucks. But I mean, we've already determined the factor that there has been and is going to continue to be instances where I don't really have a train of thought to go along. That's okay. There are always going to be down periods of stuff. I'm okay. I seem to be breathing properly. See, look. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And fart. Sorry. It's hit that stage and it hasn't even been that far into the session. It's at the halfway point of the session, at least. I still don't necessarily know what happened with that whole issue. All I know is, when I restarted the game, that seemed to fix the problem. It's kind of funny. Factor of using steel wing as such. Just the factor that it's not super effective. At this stage of the game, for a lot of people that have been playing Pokemon games, they have it ingrained in their heads about the fairy being a fairy type. But us old folk who started playing in this when we played it, fairy was always a normal type. Now, I was a little annoyed at first when fairy types first came out. Just from the basis of how they took everything and they just decided, hey, let's change up the typing of everything and throw certain things out of whack. That didn't last long. Let's be honest, the annoyance is not really necessary of an annoyance. Just like this move using Sing was not necessary either. Do I have anything left over still? I don't, just full heals. Okay, that's fine. Also, yes, I know, I've got berries still. Go. And there's one more trainer inside Pattern Bush. I mean, it is kind of a decent spot to pitch a tent. It's not in the middle of grass. Here's a weird passing thought that I want to investigate. Egg moves and insert. I know I already thought about it once before. That's disappointing. Fury attack, false swipe, feint attack, and flail. I mean, flail is decent enough as is. What I was seeing on the hypothetical was if somehow Pinsir could learn Sky Uppercut. He learns nothing but fighting type moves anyways. Sky Uppercut isn't really an exclusive move for Hitmonchan specifically. So, you know, why not? Strangely enough, well, strange or not strange, depending on how you want to see it, Heracross can't either. And with all that exit out, find ourselves out in the open against water again. And land and water. See, that's what they're singing in the song. Land and the water. Are you homeless? You can just say, admit it, Jacqueline, are you homeless? What's a different change-up? I was actually most expecting 2 Natus and then a Zatu, all things considered, of how everything else pattern-wise has been. I know it's not going to be super effective or regular effective. I'm going to use it anyways. And Kadabra. Well, that stinks. Yeah, that really stinks. That went about as well as I was expecting it to go. Big boo-hoo. It would kind of seem like the way to go is to the left. It's not, because the way you need to go is up. Outcast Island. Strange oddity name, especially considering what actually is at the end of Outcast Island. Trainer. Yes, it is. It's called You Swim on Top of the Pokemon. I'm also Joshua. Siblings just staring out the water. Okay, but I don't have my other 2, so I guess I have to fight 1 person against 2. Gib. What kind of name is Gib? Should be enough to take it out. See? This may not take it out, though. Nope, it did. If it was a Poliwrath, probably not. Yeesh. That's a bit of a ways to swim out for sure. How do you say that name? Mimo? Mimo? Mr. Mimo? Mime, Mr. Mimo. don't know what the point of protect is at this point. I'm gonna fly in the air again. Really? You had one job, Jodrio. And watch now, this Kingdom's gonna use protect and it's actually gonna work. Nope, never mind. Also gonna use this finally. Figured I would just use Sunny Day just in the off chance of reducing any potential water damage coming my way. What is it with you just using Protect? Only using Rapid Spin and Protect. No wonder this trainer is lost. I'm trying to figure out without taking out my headphones if it's raining or if it is just air conditioning making noise. There's a trainer all the way out here. Pee-pee up. Gonna battle you. Well, perhaps because you're fishing all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. New Pokemon. Bad one to use up against the Starmie. Also, as soon as I do this, I'm gonna do this. Haven't really had a water encounter for a while, but you know, with putting Starmie up at the very front, I don't want to have to keep encountering Pokemon. What are you doing here? Bad start against me. And not as bad of a start. And another bad start. What's that? Just, huh? No, I haven't. And neither will he. Welcome to Altering Cave, or as I like to call, disappointment. Well, at least there's some type of good news amidst the disappointment. Finally have an egg that hatched into a Togepi. Which, I knew that, but you guys might have not known that. Picked a good time specifically for it to hatch. At least there's something from this mess. But yeah, as you can imagine with Altering Cave, there's nothing. Now, I could be incorrect on this whole situation, but this place was meant as kind of a means of special events taking place for this game series. And they either got used very infrequently or they never got used. So, yeah. Heavily disappointing. But that's where we're gonna have to leave things off for this specific episode. Next episode, as you can see with what I'm trying to do now, we're gonna continue a journey backwards along 5 Island. Because we actually do have the other password now to get into the rocket warehouse. And that means we can actually take back the Sapphire and complete the other parts of the post-game story. Don't worry about 7 Island though. We will actually explore 7 Island. Probably most likely on the next episode as well too. So, we will see you guys in the next episode. Also, Potex is now 61. Nice.